What is going on YouTube? Here back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as whether or not we should be buying long, selling short, at what position should we be leverage trading, things of that nature. As you guys know, the market has kind of hit a wall right now, and it is definitely a very strong and interesting wall. As you can see on Bitcoin right now, I do have it circled in relevance to previous walls that we've faced prior to this run. And I would like to go over in today's video some very interesting things I'm starting to notice that could lead to potentially maybe the next run in not necessarily a bearish, correction to the downside. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way you guys can get alerted with all the new updates and things that are happening within the channel, or if you just wanted to socialize with me. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So currently I'm on my channel. Yesterday we put out a very interesting video. This was in relevance to buying the FUD, the fear, uncertainty and doubt that is happening right now within the market. We're seeing this not only in just cryptocurrency, but it is also happening in the stock market. If you guys watched this video, we did discuss the relevance or potential relevance to the stock market dropping 7%, and we haven't seen a drop like that since 2008 in the stock market. Hints at recession, coronavirus, some crazy stuff has been happening. If you guys have anything to add on to those, definitely make sure to leave it down in the comments below. I do really appreciate and love reading all your comments. But in relevance to previous history repeating itself, as you guys can see, it's happening again. We have now the third retestment of what appears to be an extremely strong support on Bitcoin's chart. As you guys can see in the current coin market cap, a lot of these cryptos do look like we hit some sort of support. Mainly, you saw the resistance up here that leveled us out, and eventually we corrected back down to the downside. And you can see practically all the top 10 cryptos, I know they are down just ever so slightly, but they do seem to be trading now sideways as volume has veered off its schedule. You can now see that we are just trading out sideways. Now, I do just want to talk about all these cryptocurrencies here: Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start with Ethereum because I do believe this is the most significant cryptocurrency to watch out for in the market right now, and how this plays a role in kind of gauging where exactly the rest of these cryptocurrencies could be moving to. Now, I do have some very interesting comments to make. I've been extremely bearish on the market since we started to correct downwards. As you can see, these higher lows have been set, these lower lows are being made, and these higher lows are being set, which are basically showing us signs of a reversal bear market. The interesting thing is we did honestly recover at a very natural rate. We did ever so slightly move way away from its high-low middle moving average on Ethereum. But you can see, as always, we always come back to a more neutral playing field, and that is exactly what we did. We were extremely overextended, way above the middle moving averages, and you can see we did exactly what was anticipated, which was consolidating right back down to its high-low middle moving average. Now, here's where things get interesting. This is in relevance to where the rest of the crypto markets can be going. As you can see, it's a little bit harder to read and gauge where Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP are going, but we can use Ethereum, the only crypto that's actually retesting its middle moving average on its daily. This is where it gets interesting. So we just pretty much had a major stumble and fall, and we actually corrected in a bear market of about a 34% drop in relevance to a length of time, which was about 26 days, less than a month. So 3 weeks we've had pretty much a bear market, and it looks like we may have bottomed out. And I don't want to, spread any FOMO or FUD in the market, but I'm talking about in relevance to where we could be going. We look like we've bottomed out. This is going to pretty much play out whether or not we're going to see a big jump to the upside or a big dump to the downside. The next area or support for Ethereum is all the way back down at 124. Now, I really hope we don't head that low. Maybe we'll stop down there and retest 160 prior and hang out there before correcting lower. But ultimately, we're faced with another thing. If we close a candle below the 187 support level, the $187 support level, there's a very, very, very high chance we are going to drop fairly low very quickly. On the upside, if we break and hold this support, which hasn't been retested since the beginning of January or the mid to end of January, we should expect to see a recovery and correct back up to 226 to 242. So when looking at this, and I am sharing updates on my Patreon, if you guys don't have me, huge shout out to everybody who is supporting me on there. We just broke 50 patrons, absolutely amazing. Patreon is basically where I'm going to be putting my trades and positions instead of on YouTube. This way it's more live updating and much faster. There is a link in the description down below if you wanted to copy or see exactly what my trades and positions are for the market. That is for XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. So more anticipating, I am with the understanding and belief that we may see this bottom right here. This may be in reference to a potential recovery on the market. We may actually see a swing to the upside. We may correct back up and swing off bottoming out at 193 and correcting back to 226. If this is viable and this happens, then it will make sense that Bitcoin does the same thing it's done in its previous history. Do you see how that relates? This is a very good sign that we could see recovery. It's not like a 90% bear market right now. This is a very good sign of recovery happening. Same thing with Bitcoin. That leads me to believe that this could be a bottom. You can see there's a ton of uncertainty with the past 3 days of consolidation. We broke once again below its support, which you can see it's done in the past, but every single time it's done that, it usually ends with a major wick to the upside, a major candle that shoots us up to support with about a 10% jump in volume. So it's happened numerous times, twice in the past. So what we're really looking for right now is if we can actually close Ethereum's candle above $200, there's a very good chance that Bitcoin is going to do the same thing. It is going to correct back upwards and get itself back above the $8,000 resistance that it currently has. If indeed it does decide to break above $8,100, then I am going to be switching long. Even more conservatively, if this coin breaks above $8,150, there's a very, very, very big chance we're going to see a massive volume candle, green candle, swinging us all the way up to this high-low middle moving average. The other great thing to consider a recovery in the market isn't the fact that Bitcoin is bottoming out. It did retest its oversold line, and there's a very good chance it could immediately swing back to the upside. So there's a ton of, bullish prominent features here. Retesting a bottom support that should hold strong could lead to a recovery. Bitcoin being undervalued, retesting oversold. Previous history shows big volume coming. This could be another anticipation for a correction to the upside, moving us back to the high-low MMA, breaking us above our 8,150 resistance and eventually swinging us to higher levels. The same thing can be applied with XRP and Litecoin. As you guys can see, another positive thing is us bouncing off of our oversold line. You can see we are holding support above 20 cents. This is an extreme support. We are holding support here. If we close below 20 cents, we are going to head lower. But if we can stay above this and actually start to breach levels above, I'd say 22 cents on this coin, there's a very good chance we will swing immediately back up to 25 cents and breach this resistance, this purple resistance that we have drawn out here. So there's a lot of things at stake right now. There's a lot of very intricate plays happening. You can see on Litecoin, the same thing applies, very similar with Bitcoin in regards to the past 3 days being very uncertain. There is less resistance being here, but if we can break our channel, this channel that's drawn out right here, and we can actually break above the $51 or $52 resistance we have, very good chance we will swing all the way up to $60 very quickly, because we are undervalued. My one concern leading to a bearish correction is in the fact that we are seeing what looks to be a bearish cross on that high-low middle moving average. That is the one negative sign to this market. Everything else points to a bullish correction right now due to the fact that all the cryptos are practically oversold. We've been in a bear market cycle. We've seen immediate drops right here, and we're really looking for a bounce off of support and a swing back to the upside. So that's pretty much my indications as to whether we should be breaking up higher. Obviously, we are still in the air, but what I plan on doing with Bitcoin is setting up two positions, like I said, very similar to Ethereum. Due to the fact that we are oversold, if we can break above 8150, and that means putting a limit order at 8150, we can obviously use some risk manager, put out to get rid of the take profit, put a stop loss, probably a little bit lower. I would put a stop loss, I would say 79.50. If we can get above 81.50, very good chance we'll go long there, but there's a very good chance we could also be breaking bearish. So there are two orders that I would like to put out. If we can break below, I would say 77, I would switch bearish and correct lower. But if you want the exact details on the trades and the link to DueDEX, because I do believe they offer a sign-up bonus. These will all be found in the description of my videos. Highly recommend you check them out. They are very useful. I'm getting a ton of great feedback now that I've completely revamped my Patreon. Tons of people are loving it, so definitely make sure to check it out. Drop a review if you like it. Let me know. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and definitely make sure to subscribe. We just broke 14.1K. Absolutely amazing. And you know, we're headed up from here, guys. So I will definitely make sure to read all your comments on today's video, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.